Hi, everyone. I hope that all of you had a great holiday. I really wanted to get this video out before the new year because, because my project is going to start, of course, January 1st, along with a few other things. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about this 2020 calendar from Grazia Salvo. And I hope I'm pronouncing that the right way, and I apologize for my phone going off. So if you guys seen the calendar from last year, the 2019 one, it is the exact same pictures, just as a forewarning. The difference is last year it only came in the paper copy that you could buy off of Amazon, and it was printed on the Amazon paper. Well, this year, although they used the same pictures, they did it in a PDF format that you could buy over at Etsy, which I really enjoyed because it gives me endless of possibilities of what I can do for each month or with the pictures. So I decided to do something a little bit different that helps me, and it kind of condenses my my chaotic life. I told you guys that my New Year's resolution was to get a little bit more organized. And so by doing that, in order for me to actually stick to that plan, I need to have everything like in one spot, everything where it's kind of an easier access for me. So real quick, I'm going to give you guys a flip through of this, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about a few things, and then we're going to do a speed color, and we're going to talk some more. So here's the flip through. Okay, so what I did was I took this picture and I cut it down. Now I did it on this one, but this one was a little bit too short for what I wanted to do with it. Too short. So I did do another one, and and the other one that I got to work for me was 6 1/4 by almost 4 inches across was the size that I was going for. I actually just sized it down, printed on a big sheet of paper, cut it out to do what I wanted to do with it. So then the first thing I did is I colored the picture. Now this is my finished picture, and it didn't quite come out the way that I wanted it to. There was a lot of things that I wish I did different, but you know what? I'm not going to be hard on myself this year. I'm not going to go back and recolor it. I am going to be satisfied with what I did and move on from there. I mean, that's what coloring's all about, is not being too hard on yourself, because we are our worst critics. So, real quick, I'm going to give you guys a speed color of this. It'll be pretty short. But the one thing that I do want to say about this calendar that I wanted to say before, and I didn't, was in this calendar, so I guess the nicest way to put it is there are a few, and it's just a few pictures, and I'm sure you guys seen them through the flip through, that are just a little off for me. You know, like the necks were super long. The one picture, the eye, for some reason that eye just bothered me. But with all that being said, I'm not going to take that away from the artist, because, come on, let's be real. I myself couldn't even draw a fraction of what the artist drew. So I have to appreciate them taking their time out to do their art, to make us line work or grayscale or whatever each artist does. I can't take it away from them, and I got to appreciate everything that they do, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have coloring material. So I can kind of look past all that and still be able to color it and still enjoy each picture. So, okay, back to the quick speed coloring, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back again. Hopefully that didn't bore you guys, and it went fairly quickly. Okay, so like I said, I cut it down to this size. I'm gonna move these out of the way, and I colored it. And I don't know about you guys, but I have calendars for everything. I have a calendar for the kids' doctor's appointments. That it was like one of those little cheap ones that you can buy. So I have for mine and the kids' doctor's appointment. I have a menstrual cycle calendar. I have one that I had dedicated to just the boys' sports activities because they have a lot of those. I had certain things that I had to, I wanted to keep track of all the pages that I colored in a certain month or hashtags that were going on for that month. I also kept track of birthdays. And I mean, I just had calendars galore. I also had a mood calendar. And like I said, I had calendars everywhere. So what I decided to do this year, now this is my insert for my traveler's notebook from last year. And as you can see, like I have everything in here. So like this is my finished pages for June, my finished pages for July, because I gave up. Like I gave up writing down anything because, well, it all went into a different calendar. So this year, I plan on being a lot more organized. I hope. Okay, so as you guys know, and I've said this before, I have this traveler's notebook that is filled with so much stuff. It has ideas in here. It has everything. And I used to have a small one that I put my whips in, and I condensed it all down to this. So what I decided to do was try to condense down my calendar. So I got another insert, and I just wrapped it in scrapbook paper that I had. And there was a little couple imperfections on the scrapbook paper, so I just put these little stick-on pearls on there. But what I decided to do with this is I can put my month in here. Here, we'll do it here. So I can put my month, like my January, I numbered them all out. I doctor's appointments in there. I can start putting birthdays in there, the kids' sporting events in there, and just be a little bit more organized. And then on this side, I can write down, I can kind of follow the lines. And so on Wednesday, January 1st, I finished coloring this page. I can journal whatever I want. If I was having, a bad day or whatever it was, I can journal in there. I can put any kind of notes that I want in this section. And you guys can make it as fancy as you want with washi tape or with gemstones or whatever. I know like last year, I used to put like little gemstone stuff up here, and then I would put stickers next to each page that I actually completed. So when I first start the page, I write it down, like this is what I'm working on. And then once it's completed, I'll put a sticker on it to know that, it's done. So there's a lot of different things I can do here. So with this picture, I figured this gives me a push because, we all get in those moods where we just feel blah and we lost our coloring mojo. And this kind of pushes me to make sure that I color something every single month, at least one thing. I know this year I'm going to be coloring more than that because I have hashtags, monthly hashtags for the entire year already set up. If you guys haven't checked out that video, I'll put it at the end of this video so you guys can click on it and go check out that video. I will have another video coming up soon talking about January's hashtags, what the giveaway is, etc., etc. Okay, so let's move on to here. So as I said, I had all these calendars for all these different things. So I decided that I was going to stick this in here. And down here, I kind of made a mood calendar. So let me zoom you guys in. So this is my moods. I have happy, excited, average, sad, depressed, nervous, anxious, angry, frustrated, a sick day, a day that I felt loved, stressed, I had a really horrible day, I was exhausted, I had a manic episode, or Mother Nature visited. I had to keep track of my manic days, and that's the only reason why it's on this list. And you guys can customize this list if you decide to do this to whatever you want. So I thought I had, and I might not have grabbed it. I probably did it. Oh, yes, I did. It's right here. So what I decided to use is just double-sided sticky tape. You can glue them in if you wanted to glue them in. I just this is just fast and easy for me to just put tape on here. And I did kind of, when I was doing this, I knew that I had 12 emotions or things that I wanted to put for my mood calendar. So I kind of lined this up, and that's how I got my size, so that my 12 would fit at the bottom and I wasn't kind of like squishing everything in. So I just did it like this. And then I know it has to go on this top line here. I'm going to try to center it the best that I can, but if it's not, that's okay too. Okay, so now I have my January in there with all of my moods. So the way that I'm going to do it, okay, so let's throw this into our traveler's notebook first. So I'm going to flip back here because this is where it's going to go. We're going to open this baby up to the center, if I can find it rather quickly. I think that is the center. Okay, we're going to open it up to the center and we're going to slide this in. So then I have that on hand all the time. So we're going to, and the 12, I picked Arteza Fineliners. All 12 of them fit in my little pouch here at the back of my traveler's notebook. So that's a plus in my book, big time. Okay, but we're going to go back and we are going to go to our mood calendar. And the way that I plan on doing this is, and I'm not going to pull out all those fine liners, but the way that I plan on doing this, and I'm just going to show you on this one that's a little too short. I'll just grab some pens here. Okay, is let's say that my day started out average. So then I'm just going to put, and you know, at the end of the day, you kind of know how your day went. So I'm going to put an average little triangle here, and mine's going to be a lot neater eventually, but I just want to show you guys. Then let's say my day started out average, and by the afternoon, I just felt sick. So we're going to color this in with this blue. And then, on top of being sick, Mother Nature decided to give us a visit. And so for each day, this is what I'm going to do. Whether one day is just a happy day the whole day, then I would just color the whole thing in one color. If I was going through a lot of different emotions that day, I would then split it up and make my little, you know, splitting up each day into what was going on with me that day, so I can refer back to that and always have that. And I like keeping a mood calendar just because, you know, a lot of us have anxiety or depression, or like for me, I have manic bipolar issues. There's a lot of us with mental health issues. And I found that if I kept a mood calendar, I could see how many days, you know, I was anxious, or how many days out of the month I was depressed. And it was something that I could kind of focus on and be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to try to be a little bit more positive this month. I'm going to try not to let things get to me so bad. And that's the reason I keep a mood calendar. And it might not be something that everybody wants to keep. And that's fine too. This was just my idea to do for every month. So after January's over with, what I would do is I would put February right here, because I'm not going to use Saturday and Sunday, the last of the, you know, this weekly calendar. So I would put February here and then start my month here, and then fill this up when this is filled up. Get a new one, put it in, and save this one in my little shoebox. So this way I can refer back to it too, because I tend to go back and read my notes, or I read or I look at my moods to see how I was, read my journaling, see what pages I have done, especially when I'm doing, you know, my finished pages for videos. I can also look back and be like, oh yeah, so-and-so had this hashtag going on. Or I can make a list of everybody who joined my hashtags, which I do anyway, since I do my Wheel of Fortune, my random wheel to pick out a winner. As you guys know, if you guys have been to my channel, I do that on my channel a lot. The only time I use that random.org is during my live streams. Otherwise, I do a keyword generator, or I do my Wheel of Fortune. But yes, again, this is just something that I can refer back to and get some insight on, what I have going on in my life. So, guys, Happy New Year. I hope all of you made a New Year's resolution and stick to it. I know I have to. You guys keep making me stick to my stuff. Stay organized. But I hope everybody has a great New Year and that 2020 brings everybody just a little bit closer or a little bit more positive. I always like positivity. With that being said, I think that's about it. I know I wanted to say something else. You guys ever get that? Like where you wanted to say something else and that, you just totally forgot. Yeah, that's the moment I'm having right now. I remembered what I was going to say. Finally, let me know what you guys think of my new intro video. I changed it for 2020. I wanted to make it more adult friendly, more professional looking. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think of it compared to the old one. And okay, and that's it. So I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.